It's 2 a.m., and somewhere in a quiet house, a dog is pacing, back and forth, back and forth. His owner wakes up to the sound of nails clicking on the hardwood floor, and when she opens her eyes, she sees him standing at the foot of the bed, panting, shaking, staring at the door like something terrible is about to happen. She has no idea what's wrong. He's fed, he's walked, he's loved. But every single night, this happens. And if you're watching this right now, there's a good chance you already know exactly what that looks like, because your dog is doing the same thing. Tonight, I'm going to show you the one thing you can do before bed that can completely change this. Not a pill, not an expensive trip to a specialist. Something so simple that most dog owners walk right past it every single night without even realizing it's sitting right there in front of them. Stick with me for the next few minutes, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why your dog's nights are so restless and exactly what to do about it starting tonight. Before we go any further, if you love dogs as much as I do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button and tap the like button on this video. It genuinely helps this channel keep making free content like this for you and your dog, and it takes about 2 seconds. Okay, let's get into it. Now here's something most people don't realize. Dogs are creatures of pattern. Their entire nervous system is wired around routine and predictability. When a dog knows exactly what's coming next, their brain releases fewer stress signals. But when their evening is unpredictable, when the lights go off at a different time every night, when the house is loud one night and silent the next, when their last interaction with you is rushed instead of calm, their body doesn't know how to relax. Think about it from their perspective for a second. Dogs can't reason their way out of anxiety the way we can. They can't tell themselves it's just the wind or that's just a car outside. All they have is instinct, and instinct tells them to stay alert until they feel safe. And that's the real secret here. It's not about tricking your dog into calming down. It's about actually making them feel safe in a way their body understands. So let's talk about the one thing that changes everything. Building a consistent, calming wind-down routine in the 30 minutes before bed. I know that might sound simple, maybe even a little underwhelming compared to what you were expecting, but stay with me, because how you do this matters just as much as that you do it, and I'm going to walk you through the exact steps. The first part of this routine is timing. Dogs thrive on consistency, so the goal is to start winding down at roughly the same time every single night. Not the exact same minute, nobody's asking you to be that precise, but within the same general window. If your dog knows that around 9 o'clock, the house starts to get quiet, the lights start to dim, and things slow down, their body starts preparing for rest before you even ask them to. This is the same reason humans get sleepy when we follow a consistent bedtime. Our brains associate certain cues with sleep, and dogs are exactly the same. The second part is physical touch, specifically slow, rhythmic petting or massage, sometimes called T-touch among trainers and behaviorists. This isn't just affection, although your dog will absolutely love it. There's real physiology behind this. Slow, gentle strokes along a dog's back, shoulders, and the base of the ears trigger the release of oxytocin, the same hormone responsible for bonding and relaxation in humans. At the same time, this kind of touch can help lower cortisol, which is the primary stress hormone. So for about 5 to 10 minutes before bed, sit with your dog, and instead of quick pats or excited scratches, use slow, deliberate strokes. Long movements from the top of the head down to the shoulders. You'll actually start to notice their breathing slow down. Their eyes might get heavy. Their whole body starts to soften. This alone, done consistently, night after night, can make an enormous difference in how anxious a dog feels once the lights go out. The third part of this routine is about the environment itself. Anxiety in dogs is very often tied to sound and light sensitivity. A completely silent house can actually make things worse for some dogs, because in total silence, every tiny creak, every car outside, every neighbor's dog barking suddenly becomes amplified and impossible to ignore. This is where something called white noise, or even soft, low-volume calming music, becomes incredibly useful. There are entire playlists made specifically for dogs, engineered with frequencies designed to soothe the canine nervous system. Playing this softly in the background, starting during that wind-down period and continuing through the night, gives your dog's brain something steady and predictable to focus on, instead of jumping at every random noise. Combine that with dim lighting, because bright light in the evening can interfere with your dog's natural melatonin production, just like it does in humans, and you've already created an environment that's working in your favor instead of against you. Now let's talk about something people almost never think about, and that's the emotional state you're in during this routine. Dogs are incredibly perceptive. They can read our body language, our breathing patterns, even subtle changes in our facial expressions far better than most people realize. If you're rushing around the house, stressed about tomorrow, sighing, moving quickly, your dog picks up on every bit of that energy, and it tells their nervous system that something is wrong, that it's not actually time to relax. So here's the challenge. In that final half hour before bed, try to genuinely slow yourself down too. Put the phone away. Dim the lights in your own space as well. Speak in a lower, calmer tone of voice when you interact with your dog. This isn't just good for them, by the way, it's good for you too. But for your dog specifically, your calm becomes their calm. It's almost like emotional contagion, and it works both ways. Let's also talk about exercise timing, because this trips a lot of people up. A tired dog is generally a calmer dog. That part is true. But exercising your dog too close to bedtime, especially high-energy activities like fetch or intense play, can actually backfire. It raises their heart rate, spikes adrenaline, and can leave them wired instead of relaxed. The same way an intense workout right before bed can leave a person staring at the ceiling instead of falling asleep. Instead, try to get the more vigorous exercise in earlier in the evening, at least an hour or two before your wind-down routine begins. Then, in that final stretch before bed, keep things low-key. A slow, sniffy walk around the block, where your dog gets to use their nose and explore at their own pace, is actually one of the best things you can do. Sniffing is mentally tiring in a good way. It engages a huge part of a dog's brain, and it tends to leave them satisfied and calm rather than amped up. There's one more piece to this puzzle that a lot of people overlook completely, and that's the sleeping space itself. Dogs, like many animals, feel safest in enclosed, den-like spaces. This goes all the way back to their ancestry. If your dog's bed is out in the middle of an open room or in a high-traffic area of the house, they may struggle to fully relax because part of their brain is always staying alert to their surroundings. Creating a cozy, slightly enclosed sleeping spot, whether that's a crate they've been trained to see as a safe space, a covered bed, or even just a corner with a blanket draped to create a bit of shelter, can make a noticeable difference. Some dogs also do incredibly well with a weighted blanket or a snug-fitting anxiety wrap during the night. The gentle, consistent pressure mimics the feeling of being held, which again ties back to that oxytocin response we talked about earlier. It's the same principle behind swaddling a baby. Consistent, gentle pressure tells the nervous system, you are safe, you can let go now. If you've been watching and thinking, okay, this all makes sense, but my dog's anxiety feels like more than just restlessness. Maybe there's pacing, whining, drooling, or even destructive behavior at night. I want you to know that's incredibly common too, and you're not alone in dealing with it. For some dogs, especially rescues, older dogs, or breeds that are naturally more sensitive, this routine alone might not solve everything overnight, and that's okay. What it will do, when practiced consistently over 1 to 2 weeks, is start to lower their baseline stress level. Think of it like this. It's not a switch you flip once. It's more like a habit you're building together. And dogs are incredibly responsive to habits once they're given the chance to learn them. If after a few weeks of consistency you're still seeing significant distress, that's a good sign to loop in your regular veterinarian, because sometimes anxiety can be tied to underlying discomfort, pain, or other medical factors that are worth ruling out. There's no shame in that, and a good vet will always want to help you get to the bottom of it. Let's quickly recap everything so you can start tonight, because I really do want you to try this. Number 1, pick a consistent wind-down time and stick to it as closely as you can. Number 2, spend 5 to 10 minutes doing slow, calm, rhythmic touch with your dog, focusing on the head, ears, and shoulders. Number 3, create a calming environment with dim lighting and soft background sound, whether that's white noise or gentle music. Number 4, manage your own energy because your dog is mirroring you more than you might think. Number 5, time exercise earlier in the evening and save the last walk for something slow and low-key. And number 6, give your dog a cozy, enclosed, safe-feeling space to sleep with the option of a weighted blanket or anxiety wrap if they respond well to gentle pressure. Put all 6 of these together, night after night, and you're not just calming your dog down for one evening. You're literally retraining their nervous system to expect safety instead of stress every single time the sun goes down. I've talked to so many dog owners who tried this exact approach and were honestly shocked at how much of a difference it made, sometimes within just a few nights. Dogs who used to pace for hours were suddenly curling up and falling asleep within 20 minutes. Dogs who used to bark at every single sound outside started sleeping straight through the night. It's not magic, it's just working with your dog's biology instead of against it, and giving them the consistency their nervous system has been craving the whole time. If this video helped you, or if you're planning to try this routine tonight with your own dog, I would genuinely love to hear about it. Drop a comment down below and let me know your dog's name and what their bedtime struggles have looked like. I read every single one, and it honestly makes my day seeing these stories. And if you know someone else out there who's been losing sleep because their dog just can't seem to settle down at night, do them a favor and share this video with them. It might be exactly what they've been missing. Before you go, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video, because we've got even more simple, practical tips coming that can make a real difference for your dog's health and happiness. Thanks so much for watching. Give your dog a little extra love tonight for me, and I'll see you in the next one.